Hi, Kathy Evans here, your doTERRA Wellness Advocate, and I am fired up that you are watching. It is an honor to walk with you as you take care of yourself, and I'm obsessed with helping you be your best self, uncovering the root of your health challenges. So today I am giving a shout out to 2 oil products doTERRA is featuring this month. One, nature's best antiseptic, which we need to prevent infection anywhere from a cut to skin breakouts to internal microbes. The second is memory and hair growth booster. Your hair and your brain are your crowning glory. So I'm excited to help you look more beautiful and feel sharper. Can you guess which oils I'm talking about yet? All right, then we have 2 special oil fall blends that bring out memories of comfort and family gathering to make it better. And it can be bundled with a portable pilot diffuser. I love this portable rechargeable mini diffuser. And then finally, a quick review of our featured summer blend with 14 oils that are high-end, fun, and grounding. And yes, it does have frankincense in it. Okay, so back to the first product. You guessed it, tea tree essential oil is the best antiseptic. If you guessed that, you are right. It is like a plant-powered first aid without chemicals. Now, my first encounter with tea tree was 30 years ago, and it was a stinging disaster. So essential oils, I thought, no way. So have you ever experienced that with store-bought oils? So then 17 years later, I was introduced to doTERRA. And my first experience with doTERRA's tea tree was gentle, and I put it right on my wound. And they call that neat when you apply it directly without any carrier oil. There was no sting, and I've never looked back. And that is what essential oils should be like, which I call the doTERRA difference, to maintain purity when bringing science and nature together. So here are some everyday tips. Tea tree soothes razor burns for both men and women. And what I do is I make this owie spray for scrapes and cuts. Now I add 10 drops of lavender and tea tree in a 15 ml bottle with aloe, fractionated coconut oil, and vitamin E. And I just spray that right on any owie. This spray also works for ear infections, and you can just rub it around the ear and down the neck and put a few drops on a cotton ball and just put it in the ear. So you're going to do this every hour. No antibiotics and a soothed, happy baby. All right, some of the more stubborn health challenges are like foot fungus and rosacea mites, lice, hand, foot, and mouth disease, acne. So tea tree is very supportive, and with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, it has stopped my mom's itchy scalp and brings a healthy shine to her hair. So I'm going to share with you one of my favorite experiences that really tops them all. And who knows, you may be glad someday to know that there is a natural answer. So I have a client who got MRSA from a transfusion. Doctors tried to cut it out, and it just spread up her arm. Together, we researched, and she consistently used doTERRA tea tree, Rose and On Guard, topically and internally. The best news ever is that after 3 years, no sign of the bacteria. So how can it be more powerful than medicine? Well, tea tree and most medicinal plants are very intelligent. They live in nature, and they know the tricks that microbes can play to survive. So these plants, they make their own medicine to battle these mutating microbes. And they make specific compounds to protect themselves. And when we distill these compounds into oils, they become our protected medicine cabinet. So what causes MRSA anyhow? Well, it's when an antibiotic has been overused against bacteria, it's looking for ways to survive, so it grows this biofilm over top of it, coats itself, sort of like a shell of an M&M. And then the tea tree has the ability to remove this biofilm so that the bacteria can be eliminated. So if you're looking for natural ways to support your health, even alongside medicine, I have these recipes and testimonies in my Oil for Life Facebook, and ask me for specific uses, and then say goodbye to over-the-counter meds and side effects. So the second shout out is for memory and hair boosting. Rosemary. This stimulating oil grows hair, improves memory, and focus. So don't you agree that this essential oil well, would have thought that this herb that I like to put on my chicken could make or break the quality of my life. So it is stimulating, so it boosts adrenal function and reduces inflammation at the same time. So if you find your hair thinning, the hormone DHT can be the culprit. This is, of course, traced back to overworked adrenals and high cortisol. Rosemary will actually boost the adrenals and grow hair follicles. So try this recipe: cedarwood, clary sage, just, if it's hormonal too, and rosemary. So 10 drops each added to a 4-ounce spray bottle, and shake it and spray and massage in after a shower. And if you would like to condition your hair, you can do 1 tablespoon of fractionated coconut oil and then 1 drop of each of cedarwood, clary sage, and rosemary. And just let it set and then rinse in a few hours. Do this for a month. And I did this and I had little hairs growing back, but the thing that stood out was I was sharper. I was going back to school and I was working full time and I was losing things, forgetting appointments. My memory improved. So I recommend diffusing this amazing oil with peppermint while studying, and then anyone struggling with memory too. And then when you inhale it during a test, you will recall what you studied. So put it on your wrist or put it in a roller ball and apply it. So a teacher recommended this recipe, but you can diffuse it at home or at school to bring focus and calm. And that's a couple drops of vetiver, cedarwood, and rosemary. All right, 2 more recipes for your liver and gallbladder, which are your 2 hardworking organs that are workhorses for breaking down toxins and fats. So you're just going to rub 3 to 5 drops on with a little fractionated coconut oil and castor oil with rosemary, lemon, and turmeric. Then I just use my infrared wrap and I wrap it around on my body and hold it for 30 minutes. And this recipe stimulates bioflow and improves cleansing. And then the last property of rosemary is anti-inflammatory and can be used to soothe sore joints. So with a couple drops of frankincense, wintergreen, and peppermint in a fractionated coconut oil and applied topically, you can also use this recipe for chronic cough. So because essential oils have hundreds of protective compounds, they can multitask for many different health challenges. And just know that you can feel great in many health areas. So the last thing about rosemary, we always talk about emotionally, is it is linked into the adrenals, the pain, the losing the hair. Rosemary is effective as a restoring oil. So it's going to reduce or restore your knowledge, your hair, your energy. And if you are transitioning to a new phase of life, like getting a job, new job, retiring, married, rosemary will help with the disorientation. And the good news is that rosemary is 10% off in August, and you might already be experiencing it in On Guard and Think Our Kids blend. All right, so this is overwhelming. The Modern Essential book has all the health challenges and oil properties and how-tos. It's a great oil tool for the weekend in the middle of the night when the doctor's office is closed. Okay, here is the last 2 specials. And they only come around once a year. And this is Harvest Spice Blend. And when you diffuse only a couple drops, it creates aroma that smells like you've been baking pumpkin pies all day when you really only got them at Kroger's. The oil compounds in this blend help center and connect you to those around you and help bring about gratefulness, something we celebrate during Thanksgiving, and now you can experience it anytime we diffuse Harvest Spice. All right, the second fall blend is for chai lovers. Vanilla chai. It mixes spices and wood with a hint of vanilla, and diffuse it. This blend, it will give you that warm, grounding feeling like you're drinking your chai drink on a cold winter morning. So both Harvest Spice and vanilla chai can be purchased alone, solo, or with the portable gray Pilot diffuser. Its sleek design fits into your cup holder. You can recharge it in your car. You can take it to the dorm. You can recharge it in your computer, or if you can go outside with it, get those pesky mosquitoes, and you can take it to work, take it room to room without using a plug. and I take it to meetings, and I wore mine out, so I'm glad that they're back. So the last blend is made for summer, and it is still available, and that is Endless Summer. It is a sweet oil with citrus for uplifting, frankincense and sandalwood for feeling meditative, jasmine for calming, bergamot for loving yourself. Just reading the oil ingredient list, I know that this is a special oil, addresses so many emotional needs, and it lets you have fun. And finally, ask me how to use your referral code to give to your friends who are ready to swap their medicine cabinet for nature's version. After learning about these just 2 oils, you want everyone you love to be prepared for anything naturally. So DM me for specific questions and recipes, and then the QR code and the link for prices or purchase are in the text and the newsletter. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Bye.